Ako na lang judge, ikaw na lang
Oh, and it was good.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
We don't believe in allowance.
No.
We don't.
What a privilege to be invited to. He'd open the door, let him come in, and
Very surprised that they really know each other.
Siguro, it's because of Secret Love Song, I've gained so many.
have more music platforms.
Somehow excited to see me. I've always given parang some experience.
You can't have the best of both worlds.
Give, on a positive way.
At the end of the day, we're highly interactive.
Bed sheet, diba? Kasi yung feeling ng white.
Kailangan maging tayo ng live.
Yeah, selfies, teenagers.
Today, you're going to learn something that you didn't know yesterday. So.
Be proud of who you are and
Walang anuman, Helen.
kung ano man yung salary mo, ita times 10 pa.
you are just as British as us. So,
And how we tune into next
Maraming salamat. Thank you very much, man. That's, the end there, man.
Thank you so much. Much love and God bless you too.
I'm gonna tell you all about the plants, all of the pots and how they grow. Now just sit right down and enjoy the song. Your lesson starts right now and here we go. There's a root that absorbs the water. It helps plants to stand up tall. The roots form a stem and the stem supports the plant. Oh.
And good evening once again, mga kaibigan. Thank you for joining us this evening for another episode of Boy Dubai Live. Pansamantala ko munang pipigilin yung pag-celebrate nyo ng long weekend for a very interesting topic that I'm pretty sure many of us are really interested to listen into. Maaring meron dyan sa atin na nag-iisip kung maghahalaman ba ako, or curious lang sa mga buhay ng mga plantito, plantitas, plant mamas, plant dads, at kung ano-ano pang mga plant person na tinatawag natin, di ba? I hope every one of you is doing great. I wonder kung meron pa bang mga nag-work from home sa inyo, but definitely, I'm sure everybody's looking forward for that long weekend. In social media, marami na tayong nakitang mga nag-trending or naging fad as I would say, tulad nung, for example, food photos. Definitely laging papansin, we're being flooded with food photos, o minsan naman mga cat photos, di ba? Mga pictures ng mga alaga nating cats or babies, di ba? But recently, for some reason, siguro ako mas napansin ko, dumadami yung mga posts about plants, and yung hashtag plantito, plantitas, etc. are becoming really popular, and I wonder why. Kahit nga sa barter communities, people are bartering in order to receive plants. So, mas na-curious ako kasi lumaki ako sa garden. My early childhood I spent in Laguna. It's really a wide garden of sampaguita plants and anything na hindi ko alam kung ano yung mga pangalan nila. But never did I thought na I will attach myself into plants. Kaya ngayong gabi, I have invited three really interesting and exciting personalities to share more of their stories para mas maintindihan natin what's in the world of a plantito or a plantita. All right? So let me read yung mga brief profile nila as I introduce them one by one. Our first guest is actually a healthcare finance professional from Abu Dhabi. 10 years na siya dito sa UAE. He's a plant dad for 14 years. 14 years. And sabi niya, he has no criminal record. So he is known as Desert Plant Guy in Instagram. So I'm talking about Harley Sabater. Hello, Harley. Hi.
Hey guys, hi Yon. Thanks for inviting me here.
Stay ka lang dyan as I introduce our second guest, the pedantic artist. She called herself a fun-employed. Fun-employed. She's a crystal lover, coffee lover, skull collector. Wow, very interesting. And the plant mama. She listens to music every single day and admits to Taylor Swift being her guilty pleasure. She has a love and hate relationship with Calateas. Did I pronounce it right? And Frida is her heroine, and she paints for a living. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Ella. Hi, Ella.
Hi, good evening. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm sure we are all excited. And, sintay ka lang dyan. Lastly, we have this very multi-awarded actress for indie films here in the UAE, an author of 2 books, a spoken word artist, and single and very much ready to build a jungle. If you are the right one, and if you give the right love to this girl, she won't give you a burden, but she will build you a garden. Ladies and gentlemen, our jingle bell, Danabelle Gutierrez.
Hi, I'm single in the jungle.
All right. Medyo isipan ko kung paano ko sila i-include. Well, guys, again, maraming salamat for pausing a bit your long holiday to be with us tonight. Let's jump in. First things first, siguro, alam mo yun, we live in the UAE. Hindi naman ganun karami yung natural greeneries dito sa atin sa UAE, right? And then, nung unang mga taon ko dito, I really seen the obvious lack of the greeneries. But yun nga, fast forward these days, nakita ko ang dami palang mga enthusiasts into plants. Can you start by siguro telling a story? How did you start on this hobby as a plant enthusiast? Let's start with Carly. Tell us how long.
Okay, so I think I started during my early age kasi, living in the Philippines, we are surrounded with plants everywhere, no? So we have. I grew up in Bulacan, but I was born and raised in Manila. Yeah, Dimasalang area. All right.
Okay.
So we moved to Bulacan. I think around yung mga grade school ako, and there we are surrounded with greens and plants everywhere. I remember nga before the development, may mga sakahan pa ng bigas sa likod namin, and it was very fascinating living there. And I think that was the time na introduce ako sa plants, and having my mom having her beside me, kasi expat din yung tatay ko, OFW din yung tatay ko. I'm always with my mom who loves taking care of plants. I think doon na nag-umpisa, doon na cultivate yung liking ko for plants, and the rest is history.
Wow, you were a teenager then.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it? 14 years, no?
Around 14 years now. Yeah. Sure. But I think even before that, I'm being asked by my mom to water the plants every now and then. Pero I'm not that really interested about plants until recently. Yeah.
Yes. Interesting. Marami kaming matututunan sa'yo, definitely. Thank you for your story. How about si Ella? How did you start?
I started, my very first plant was in 2012. It was not oregano. 2012, yeah.
All right.
It was oregano. So I took it here from the Philippines. So pinutol ko yung oregano ng nanay ko, 2 stalks, I remember. Tapos, so I flew it from the Philippines to Dubai kasi hindi ko pa alam yung satwa that time na meron palang mga tindahan ng halaman sa satwa. Tapos, yung nanay ko, so every now and then, meron siyang mga pots ng halaman doon sa bakuran namin. Pero kasi nung maliit ako, lumaki kami doon sa parang compound na maraming halaman, mga kakawate, mga kamoting kahoy, alam mo yung mga ganun na surrounding.
Yeah.
So, mga plants talaga, tapos may mga puno-puno din. Pero yun nga, yung very first plant ko na ako talaga yung nag-alaga Oregano 2012. Tapos siguro at
Oregano?
that time, hanggang ngayon nasa akin pa siya actually.
Bakit kaya oregano?
Kasi natatandaan ko at that time, lagi akong inuubo.
Ayun.
Tapos, di ba sabi nila maganda yung oregano sa ubo, di ba? So, sabi ko nanay ko, magdala ko ng oregano sa Dubai, tapos madali lang, tutusok mo lang sa lupa, tapos madali lang mabuhay. Parang gano'n. Parang ko naman, sige. Tinusok ko siya, tapos nabuhay siya. Hanggang ngayon, nasa akin pa siya. Ang dami ko nang na-propagate actually from the mother plant.
That's nice.
Ay, meron si D. Meron siyang anak ng
binigay
oregano
niya.
ko.
Talaga? From your oregano to Dana. So,
meron
wow,
siya.
that's nice. Thanks, Ella. Definitely we'll get back to you with more of details on that. So, ikaw naman is Labelle Jungle. Dana Bell. Lala,
My mom likes plants. Ang joke nga nung kuya ko at the time, whenever he would come to visit, is meron yatang horticulturist dream yung nanay ko daw.
Horticulturist dream.
Kasi laging meron siyang pinopropagate na I will show you. Laging may ganto sa bahay namin. So she had the tree and then she would keep cutting it. And then dun sa kusina namin, talagang naka-line up yung mga ganto namin na puro ganyan. Incidentally, this was like ganto yung first plant ko. Na yun lang yung naging doon ako nag-start. Puro sa mga nasa bote. Nasa tubig. Kasi syempre parang ang hirap ng patayin nito. So, that was my first.
Right. Hearing your stories, it really started with an influence from your household or from the family, right? Which is, I think, it's very natural. But what do you think is happening these days? Kung saan dumarami lalo yung nahihilig sa halaman? Probably you can share what benefits do you think people get from it based on your own experience, Danabel?
I think well, kasi for me, kaya dumami yung sa akin. Kasi I moved into this room that has a better window situation. So I mean it helps, like the plants need water and sunlight. And I think for me, kung marami silang namatay, mawawalan ako ng gana na mag-alaga. But since nabuhay sila, and whenever I see something growing and whenever I see na may bagong leaf, sobrang natutuwa ako. I don't know, I guess yun yung parang nagbibigay lakas ng loob na gumawa ng more plants or bumili ng more plants. So that for me is great. And plus, kasi I used to battle with insomnia. I still do, but I'm winning the battle. I feel like because sobrang daming oxygen.
Wow. Yeah. That's interesting. So ngayon nakakatulog ka na ng longer hours
and I get to sleep easier. Nahihirapan kasi kung makahuli ng tulog.
I see. So Ella, going back to your oregano, so how did you learn from that you are going into becoming a plant mama? You know, hindi lang oregano yun, di ba? Pero before you answer that, nakakaingit yung mga set ninyo eh. Bakit ba? Ayan! O yan. Nabali na ako. O yan, may nabali pa.
Nabali pa.
Hala.
Nabali pa.
Patuyuin mo na lang, tapos i-propagate mo.
Ayan.
Yes. Ayan, may natutunan tayo
Instant tip for you. So, Ella, just going back to you. So, how did you learn that you're becoming a plant mama? What were the signs?
Kasi before, when I started taking care of plants, so the very first one I remember is oregano nga. Tapos, the next two that I have, I remember having 3 plants only at that time. I don't even know the names. Hindi ako very conscious dun sa tawag dun sa mga halaman, ganyan. Lately lang ako naging conscious nung parang nag-blow up yung Plantitas and Plantitas. Parang, ang gagaling nila. Alam nila yung mga tawag sa mga ganitong klaseng halaman. Tapos, ako wala akong ka-idea kung anong tawag dun sa mga ganito. Parang, di ba parang yung alam ko lang yung kagaya ng pinakita ni D, ang tawag doon money plant. Tapos ngayon pala, ang tawag sa kanya, photos. Yung mga ganyan bagay. Di ba? Tapos, bukod doon, meron pa palang satin photos. Yung mga ganyan tipo. So, parang ako, na-pressure naman ako mag-research no, sa mga pangalan na ganyan, di ba? Parang philodendron, calathea, monstera. Parang, dati kasi, pag may nakikita ko, ay, ang ganda, iuwi kita. Ganun lang yung nagagandahan ka lang sa halaman, di ba? Parang, tapos, nung nag-move na ako sa medyo mas malaking bahay na may window, ayan, dumadami na sila. Tapos yung money plant kasi yung photos, madali kasi siyang i-propagate putulin mo lang yung chuk, tas may ugat, tas lagay mo sa tubig, mabubuhay na siya mag-isa. Ayan, ganyan. Which I have, diba? Tapos, dadami siya. Tapos, kasi humahaba siya So, ako, eventually, ginagawa ko, pinuputol ko siya na pinuputol hanggang sa dumadami na siya ng dumadami. Kasi hindi mo napupunala. Ang dami na para from one pot to another, may nakahang, may nasa water, may nasa lupa. Nabubuhay siya sa ganong environment.
And you're loving the sight of that. And you're loving na dumadami sila.
Kasi parang nakaka-relax yung plants Dati kasi, makulay yung bahay ko. Makulay yung bahay ko, puro painting. Pero, tapos nung na-realize ko na parang iba yung feeling kapag may halaman ka sa bahay. Kasi, sige, sabi na crazy plant lady ako. Parang, every morning, hi, good morning guys, how are you? Ganyan. Pag-aalis ka ng bahay na, bye guys, see you later. Parang I really do that. Tapos kapag bago ako matulog, good night everyone, I love you. Parang you have to make them feel that they are loved. Kasi feeling ko, since living things sila, di ba? Parang, they will feel if they are being taken for granted. Tapos kapag parang ba't naninilaw ka, hindi kita dinaded, mabisi lang ako, sorry, nakalimutan kita minsan. Yung mga ganun.
Ay, galing.
Naniniwala kasi ako na parang na-absorb nila yung negative energy ng bahay at saka nung nag-aalaga sa kanila.
I see.
So, parang may ganong factor na pag
so you're somehow building a relationship with them, right? With the way that you talk to them. It's not just kumusta, pero meron talagang emotions involved. Harley, do you also talk to your plants?
Yeah. Same with Danabel and Ella. Kinakausap ko rin sila minsan nga pag mag-isa lang ako, I don't have anyone to talk to. Kinakausap ko sila kasi I really believe na they will respond to sounds, to emotion, to whatever you give them. So ako naman si plant lover, kahit magmukha akong tanga sa house ko, mag-isa lang naman ako, wala naman nakakakita. So I do that. Yeah, I play music to them, I talk to them. Minsan, hinahawakan ko lang silang ganyan
Diba?
Wala naman mawawala, diba?
Sa mga ganyan. Punas mo yung dahon, diba?
Tama. And it's a relationship. Give and take. For me, it's a form of meditation when I'm taking care of plants. Parang nadi-disconnect ako sa outside world. Pero I am more connected sa immediate surrounding ko. At saka sa sarili ko, I feel more connected to myself. I think that's a very personal, experience na I get to experience from taking care of plants.
Yeah, I have no idea it can get to that deep personal relation. So I would assume that that's your reason why you have done this for so long, Harley.
Yeah, and also, as I said a while ago, I grew up sa household na maraming plants and to be able to bring those plants here in UAE where I live alone. I have few family here, but living here alone, I think this is the closest we can get to having our family with us, no?
In estimate, or maybe you have a specific count, how many plants do you have now?
I think around 300 to 400.
Wow!
It's just an approximation.
Wow!
Look, kasi I have in
you must have a bunch.
I have in the back garden. I have in the living room upstairs. I have as well. So kalat-kalat siya, and I think personally I wanted, kahit saan ako tumingin, gusto ko may plants kasi nga it keeps me calm, it keeps me grounded, very relaxing, di ba?
Wow, ang galing. My ophthalmologist also advised me if I feel some irritation in my eyes, I have to find something green. Kaya nagdala kami ng ilang dahon sa bahay para nga for that matter. How about you, Dana? Do you have do you keep count of your plants? Ilan na halaman mo? On your jungle.
I had to count kasi I had an interview earlier na tinatanong nga kung ilan. So when I counted, I estimated around 70 indoor plants. Tapos I have a few then outside. So siguro total mga 90, 80 ganyan. Not as much as Harley.
No, but that's a lot. That's a lot. Kasi I don't know, akala ko a typical household will have about maybe 5 to 10 unless you really have a balcony garden. Grabe.
Kasi maraming maliliit. So like for example, ito may maliit. So tapos
Counted siya, di ba?
counted siya.
Oo.
Exactly.
Account ko din siya. Pwede naman i-count ko siya sa as photos lang. Pero yeah.
Meron akong 10 ganito. 10. Same plan, same everything. Pero 10.
Diba?
See, that's nice. Ella, I have a question for you about the relation of plants into what you do. You are an artist. I mean, you express yourself a lot in kahit saang material or canvas, di ba? How does that having plants inside the house complement what you do? Or basically in general?
Basically, the plant relaxes me. Like Harley and Dana, I think the common factor of the three of us is we all live alone. Somehow.
Okay. Yeah.
Parang, di ba?
I feel attacked.
I'm sorry.
Guys, shout out lang po. Sinasabi ko lang ulit.
Parang, yun kasi parang, apart from me, there's another living thing that is inside my house. Alam mo yun? So, parang, and like what your ophthalmology says, I forgot who told me that, na parang kapag stress yung mata mo, look into something green para ma-relax yung mata mo.
Yes.
Lagi ko siyang ginagawa, even before nagkaroon ako ng ganito karaming plants. So ngayon, well...
Gano'n karami yung ganito karaming plants, Ella?
Last time, may kausap akong friend, tapos sabi niya, alam mo, gusto kong pumunta sa bahay mo kasi parang feeling ko hindi mo naman alam kung magnanakaw ako ng plant mo o ano. Bilang mo ba? Sabi niya ganyan. Tapos sabi ko, bilang ko, sabi niya ganyan, oh my God. Tapos sabi niya, ilan? Tapos sabi ko, parang 55. Tapos since nga meron tayong live ngayon, tapos out of curiosity, binilang ko ulit siya kasi on the top of my head, alam ko na 55 siya. Tapos, 82 na pala sila ngayon.
Wow. Look at you. I mean, si Harley, 300, 400, and you are already on 1/3, 1/4 of that.
Oh my God. Pero I promise myself na hindi mo na ako bibili ng plant.
You will break that promise.
Let's talk about that promise.
I know.
Bakit mo i-break yan? Let's talk about that later because we will jump into tingnan natin kung ano naman yung mga sinasabi ng iba nating mga friends in social media about why they are into planting. After this, we will get back to the conversation, so just stay tuned. And we're back. As I've said kanina, very interesting yung usapan natin. We're halfway into it, and we've already learned a lot from our guest speakers and plant enthusiasts themselves. Pero balikan natin yung question kanina. Actually, it's not a question, but Harley said something to Ella that Ella, you will not keep that promise. You will not stop.
I know.
Harley, bakit?
I know.
Why do you think that won't happen?
Because
Kasi the plant bug is real. Okay? And of course, since alam naman natin lahat na si Ella ay mahilig sa plants, so people will give her plants as well. And isa ako doon. When I go to Dubai, I promise I'm gonna give you something.
Thank you. Looking forward to that.
Oh wow! But okay, let's jump a bit into a little technicalities of having plants. How's the maintenance, guys? Kamusta yung how do you budget? Divide your time. Lalo na kung we're talking about 300, 80, 90 plants. Come on.
Kami ni Ella, okay lang. Si Harley. Ewan ko.
How much time do you spend every day? Kumusta ang Dewa Bill? Yeah. Tell us about that, Dana.
Well, okay. Ako kasi like I have a watering schedule, and minsan like every 10 days. The one thing, and I have realized this after I grew my jungle, the one thing talaga na nakakapatay ng house plants, yung mga indoor plants, is overwatering.
Overwatering.
There you go.
Okay.
Overwatering talaga. So I normally would water my house plants mga once a week or every 10 days lang. Whereas may kakilala ako, winoter niya yung plant niya every day. Tapos tinanong niya sa akin, bakit daw namatay? Sabi ko, nilunod mo eh.
Nalunod.
Parang yun yung basic knowledge natin lahat eh. Kahit hindi tayo nag-aaral ng planting, alam natin, didiligan lang, okay na eh. Di ba?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yun. So ako, I would do it for like one day lang yung usually na dadaling ko sila sa bathroom, isa-shower ko sila, ganyan. Pag busy ako and I don't have that much time, I'll just water them in their pots. Pero I do like to bring them to the bathroom to water them para mashaweran yung buong katawan nila. Katawan talaga. Yung foliage. Si Harley, hindi ko alam. Siguro mga 3 weeks siyang mag-aano.
My God, Harley. I can't even imagine.
Hindi naman actually. Nag-freeze
Nag-freeze si Ayon. Oo nga.
Yeah. Ganun lang si Ayon.
Nakaganon. Ayon. Ay,
Ayan.
habang iniintay natin siya, ikwento mo na lang kung
Okay,
gano'n
so,
tagal nagdidilig.
So hindi naman lahat like what Dana has said previously, hindi naman lahat is kailangan diligan araw-araw, di ba? We need to make sure na pag meron tayong plant gaya nito, meron tayong binalagaling sa labas na bagong halaman, okay? Kikilanin natin siya maigi, okay? Alamin natin siya kung saan siya galing para alam natin kung ano ang care na bibigay natin sa kanya, di ba?
Yes.
At yung mga iba't ibang plants will have different needs, di ba, Ella? So we need to make sure na alam natin sila para magiging tayo, para makakatipid tayo, for example, sa water, kasi nga, hindi natin siya didiligan ng basta-basta.
Every
diba?
day, oo, totoo. Diba nga, sabi nila parang plants are like children, which is parang totoo naman somehow. Kasi diba ang mga anak, may mga iba-ibang characteristics, may mga iba-ibang pangangailangan. Same as plants, diba?
Exactly.
So,
agree.
Yun. I think yung common mistake nga ng pag-alaga ng indoor plant, I think is yung overwatering.
Overwatering.
Tapos
That's
nabasa ko somewhere na underwatering is better than overwatering. Kasi, especially plant lily, ay yung peace lily, di ba?
Yes. Underwatering is better. Except for this one.
Oh my God!
Alam mo yung, naiyak ako sa kanya eh.
Pinag-usapan natin siya, di ba?
Naiyak ako sa kanya. Naiyak ako. Mas gusto niya, kasi I waited, like all of my other plants are like, every week or 10 days, inintay ko siya, nagalit siya. Nagalit siya sa life. Tapos nag-give up siya sa life niya. This is the second one. Ayan na si Ayon.
Am I here?
Yes!
Am I here?
Welcome back!
Welcome back, Ayon!
Hindi ako nakapagdilig sa sarili ko. Natigil na ako. I heard everything you said. Maraming salamat for continuing the conversation. I wanted to ask Ella, kasi may sinabi si Harley kanina about it is important for you to know the identity of the plants. Ella, you were mentioning earlier that, ang dami palang mga ganun na kailangan, alam mo rin yung mga halaman. So how did you go? Where did you start?
So yun, nag-spend ako every night mag-research about plants. Kaya parang gusto ko na matulog pero okay. So yun nga, kagaya ng na-discuss namin, underwatering is always better than overwatering. Common mistake yun ng indoor plant owners na parang feeling mo kasi, yung iba, dati, natatandaan ko, nung meron akong money plant, kasi nga, actually very low maintenance yung money plant, di ba? Kagaya ng snake plant. Pero ilang beses ako namatay ng snake plant. I was wondering why. What am I doing wrong? Dapat madali lang itong alagaan. Ayan.
Lumambot.
Lumalambot. Yung pala, every time na nagaganon, feeling ko, nakukulangan niya siya ng tubig. Yung pala, na-overwater ko siya.
Okay.
So ngayon, tapos, meron akong parang kaka-YouTube, research, alamin mo yung, di ba, alamin mo yung pangalan ng plant, tapos yung parang property. Pero ang na-realize ko rin is, depende rin talaga dun sa sa environment sabihin na natin ng bahay, kasi most of the YouTube videos that you can find online are like Europe or US or probably Philippines, which is very different from what we have here, or very different from the environment that we have here. So I think trial and error din yung kung paano ko natutunan alagaan yung mga halaman ko.
True.
Tapos, sabi nga nila, your finger is very important when taking care of plants.
Bakit?
Kasi,
Okay.
oh my God. I don't want to sound, pero importante kasi, you have to check yung top layer ng soil. If it's dry, then that's the time that you need to water your plants, especially indoor plants.
Wow, that's a good
So,
thing.
so you
Yeah.
put your finger into the soil.
Ganun pala.
You shoot like
Okay.
that. Yes, you
Kasi-
shoot like that. So,
Alright.
medyo basa, pagka tinanggal mo, tapos medyo may kumakapit-kapit pa na lupa, ibig sabihin medyo moist or
Moist pa.
basa pa yung lupa. So, mga wait for few more days bago mo
Diligan.
So you do not-
diligan.
I see. So you cannot rely pala on your naked eye lang na to see if it's
No.
moist or dry na, no?
No, no.
Okay.
And like
Now-
what Danabel is doing, it's better na parang i-shower mo sila from top to bottom hanggang sa bumaba na yung tubig dun sa drain niya. At
Okay.
least that way nasisigurado mo na nawawater equally yung plant mo, yung buong lupa, ganyan.
Mhm. I have experience na when we bought plants, syempre tinanong namin sa vendor kung indoor or outdoor. They said indoor naman. So, and then, dinidiligan naman namin once a week, hindi naman overwatering. Tapos, namamatay siya. I can't remember the plant. It's the leafy one with the white flower or white leaf.
Peace lily.
Peace lily.
Basta yun. We had done that twice, and then parehas yung sinapit nila. I don't know, is the factor, the AC plays a big factor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
So you have
especially
to
for the
keep your
peace
plants
lily.
moving.
So do you have to take them out?
No naman. Yung peace lily specifically is very sensitive to drafts.
Mhm.
So mine is actually behind a shelf para hindi siya tatamaan ng AC. Medyo maarte din kasi yung peace lily. Sa totoong buhay sabihin nila madali lang alagaan. Hindi,
true.
maarte siya. Napaka-arte
Talaga?
niya. So ayaw niya ng drafts, ayaw niya na sobrang tuyo siya, ayaw niya na sobrang basa siya, and ayaw niya na sobrang maaraw pero ayaw din niya na sobrang madilim.
Pang madilim.
True.
Arte.
Okay.
So what you can do, Ayon, is I think for other peace lily owners out there, parang they can try moving around their plants sa house,
Mm.
tapos kung saan magta-thrive
Yes.
more.
Yes.
Ganon
Yeah.
siya. Tapos yung peace lily, it's much better na medyo antayin mong lumanta yung dahon niya before
Yes.
you water it again. Parang
Ah,
kasi makikita mo na lalanta yung dahon niya, oh, it's time to water the peace
Mm-mm.
lily. Tapos makikita mo naman na parang after couple of minutes,
Aakyat
sisigla
din
ulit
siya.
siya. So yun
Mm-mm.
yung yun yung best way to take
There
care
you
of
go.
peace lily.
There you go. Ongoing yung mga tips natin dito as we are having this conversation. Harley, how important is the space? And then what would you consider? I know you have 300, 400 plants already. I assume you have indoors and outdoors as well. So, I mean, for people who are thinking to start, or probably they feel they have the green thumb also, how do you measure or weigh the space?
So for me, deciding how to get a plant sa bahay is unusual, and usually I do it the same as others. Pag may nakita ko magandang plant sa store, I'll get it. Saka
Same.
rin
Yeah.
research.
True.
Diba?
Same. Mm,
Usually
same.
it happens like that. Of course, ideally, kailangan kung if we really want that plant to survive or thrive sa bahay natin, we would first research. Pero sometimes life happens.
Yeah.
Pumunta lang tayo sa grocery to buy something,
Yeah.
at nakita natin si plant. Papakawalan mo pa ba yun, di ba? So,
Same. Yeah. True.
so ganon. After mo, kunyari, nasa bahay mo na yung plant, then try to make sure na you mimic the environment, the terroir, na kung saan
Yeah.
ka galing naturally, imimik mo doon somewhere sa bahay mo, you will find a spot for that particular plant. Hindi naman lahat ng parts sa bahay natin is may cold draft or mainit, merong direct sun. You will find that sweet spot sa bahay mo na perfect doon sa plant na dadalhin mo. And for sure, 90% of the time, you'll get that spot.
Yeah. We're looking at the plants, some of the plants na nakapost sa Instagram.
Grabe yung may bonsai siya eh. Ang dami ng
Oh.
bonsai, hindi lang isa.
Maraming lumawas natin if we go to all of these. And then we also have so follow him, Desert Plant Guy on Instagram for more inspirations. And of course, si Labelle Jungle Danabelle. This is her show. So look at that. Ang galing, ang ganda. Oh, there you go. So,
I love your monstera.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I inherited it from my friend. My best friend left the Dubai. She went to the UK. So, pinamana niya sa akin yan.
and Ella also has Kasala. Ella?
Castle. Yeah, it's new. So
Kakasimula pa lang niya.
Oo. Para sa mga kaartihan kong plants, ayan, I did a separate
Ang ganda ng
Instagram
macrame.
account. Ay,
Right,
thank
right,
you.
right.
Ayan.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, we
yan
are
ang aking
talking
dump
about
site ng mga anik-anik.
Harley, yung sinabi mo kanina, pumunta ka ng grocery, may nakita kang plants. What cost are we talking about when it comes to having plants? Can you give us an idea? Maybe the three of you can share what are the typical cost of these plants, or ano yung mga tipong bibilin nyo, at ano yung budget nyo for, let's say, monthly for them? Plant pa lang to, wala pang I mean, you don't have to say naman if you don't want to.
Okay, so if you are really resourceful, having friends really matter. Kasi sometimes meron tayong mga friends na would give us a plant or two, all right? And sometimes you will find plants in weird places, gaya ng supermarket. Okay, I think a few weeks or months ago I found this Ripsalis. It's a kind of succulent na usually you will not find even sa plant shop. So it's really weird.
Nag-freeze si Harley.
Okay, babalikan natin si Harley. Hindi ko kasi alam kung ako yung nag-freeze or kung sino man eh.
You're good.
Yeah, yeah. So, maybe how about you, Dana? About the costing, how would you plan for your budget?
So I am tipid tita. I don't usually buy expensive plants. Mostly like yung mga pinupuntahan ko, like I'll buy in IKEA, I'll buy in Alcabil.
Ito ba eh?
Oh, do they have?
Yeah! Most of my plants are from there. Like, okay, eto na
Okay.
lang ang gamitin nating example. Si ate mo girl, si ate girl
Na
na
maarte.
Arte. Usually,
maarte.
binibenta nila to sa like sa Dubai Garden Center or yung mga online sellers. They'll sell this for 50 to 60 dirhams, right? Hi, Rax! But I got this at Alcabil for 25.
Oh.
25. Okay.
So,
Ayun.
usually, yun yung mga binibili kong mga halaman, yung mga tigte 20, 25, 30. If I buy something in the hundreds range, mga pupunta siya. Like, for example, yan siya, pupunta. Ito siya. This is on sale in IKEA, by the way, for 99 dirhams. So,
Okay.
tapos
Wow.
there's Warsan in like it's just a drive though. Like if you know somebody who drives, you can go to Warsan and you can get like really good deals for plants. Like that ZZ plant right there. Usually, bibenta nila yan ng 50, 60, whatever. Nakuha ko yan sa Warsan for 35. So,
Okay.
yeah.
There you go. So, IKEA, Alcabil, Warsan. Yeah. Mayroon ding mga ilang maliliit na plant shops along the road in Sharjah. I don't know if you were.
Yeah. No, those are good places too. Oh, and also like for example, this one. This is my Nifidakya. They usually
Daming baon!
Hindi ka nag-prepare.
Not prepare. Pero they usually sell this for like 120. Like you go to IKEA dun sa gitna, meron silang bentahan ng mga halaman doon, 120, 150 nila binibenta. So admittedly, when I got this one, she was a bit scrawny. Like mga pipito na lang yung dahon niya. But I got it in Ajman and it was like, he gave it to me for I think 30 dirhams. And then years back to health ko na lang siya. Para maging okay.
All right, okay.
I don't like buying expensive plants. Yeah, kasi parang ang luho ko naman. Ang dami ko nang halaman tapos mahal pa. Ano ba yun?
And it doesn't show naman. I mean, everything is beautiful. You cannot tell the price when you're looking at it, right? That's really nice. I want to ask the three of you, did you ever have frustrations along the way, all throughout this journey? Before you answer that, we pause for a break with some words from our partners.
Dala mo yung gitara ko.
Oh no! Akala ko bukas pa uwi mo.
Anong bukas? Sino sabi sa'yo? Bakit mo nakadala yan?
Kasi Brad, kinulang ko ng padali. Uso barter nun, babarter ko na lang ito muna sa isang bigas. Dagdag cargo din, no?
Hindi naman sa'yo yun eh.
Babayaran na lang kita.
Kahit pa! Hindi mo ba alam na pwede mong padala ng bigas gamit ang Dinari Cash?
Ha? Di nga.
Bubuksan mo lang yung app. Pipiliin mo lang yung grocery. Ang bigas padala. At iba pang grocery items gamit ang online palengke. Pwede na rin magpa-deliver ng Jollibee.
Oh, amazed balls!
Baka pa order ka na ng mga grocery items sa Pilipinas.
Wow! Talaga?
Sige na. Balik mo na baka ma-enpass ko pa sa'yo yan. Pag Dinari Cash ka.
What is new in Dinari Cash mobile app? Dinari Cash Games! Join and win daily prizes, discounts, gift certificate, or brand new gadgets. You can also refer it to your friend. For the monthly grand prize, the most referrals will win either of the following: brand new phones, laptop, or tablets. What are you waiting for? Download Dinari Cash mobile app now.
Hello, this is Ion and I have a good news from Dinari Cash. We are expanding. That means you can now send money from the UAE to Pakistan with the most affordable rates. Your loved ones and your family back home can receive the money fast and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? Download Dinari Cash app now and enjoy sending money with a high exchange rate and low transaction fees.
And hello, this is also Ion minus the long hair. And yes, we are back and meron tayong hanging question for our panelists tonight. Guys, Danabel, did you ever had frustrations or along the way? Thank you for your answer.
My biggest frustration is this girl.
All
So
right.
I had that died last week. Ganto din. But thankfully, dahil mahilig ako sa mura, I went and bought another one. But so this is, I guess, an alocasia poly, I think, is what they call it. Maarte si girl. And dahil nga, I have this thing where I feel like all plants like to be underwatered, or for them, it's better for them to be underwatered. Ayaw niya. Gusto niya lagi siyang basa. Eh yun, na-shock siya na, mami, uhaw na ako. Give up na ako sa life, ma.
Yeah. All right, how about Harley? Siguro hanggang ngayon ba, meron pa rin bang mga ganong frustrations na nangyayari sa'yo? 14 years later.
Of course. I think I kill plants on a regular basis.
Oh. Okay.
Especially those na, alam mo, yung bagong dating and you really cannot provide the best for them. Mamamatay na lang sila. And I think somehow natuto na rin akong i-handle kung paano masaktan because of this. And wala na lang akong magawa kundi to continue and to move on.
May tissue ka.
May props! May props din siya.
Yeah. That's yeah. Ikaw, Ella, how's your ikaw naman? What are your shares of frustrations?
Di ba nga sabi ko sa'yo, I have a love and hate relationship with calatheas. So I tried having calatheas couple of times. So the very first calathea that I had, they call it prayer plant, and then I realized na parang most calatheas pala they call prayer plant because they look like they are praying in the evening, you know? Parang nagpo-fold yung leaves nila.
Okay.
So I had one, and then she died. And then I bought another one na medyo tumagal. And then I was like saying na, oy, medyo okay na yata. And then I bought another two different calatheas. Yung parang peacock calathea, and then another one. Tapos siguro mga 2 weeks ago, lahat sila na maalam.
Oh.
Yeah. And I tried to survive my peacock calathea. Tapos parang, kasi I went on holiday, tapos bumalik, tapos completely namatay siya. Yun din yung fear kapag marami kang halaman, tapos mag-holiday ka ng matagal. Paano water ng plants ko, ganyan.
Oo. Paano yun? May pinagbibilinan ka ba? Do you bring them to other places? Wala.
No.
So how do you deal with that? I mean, how do you get back from, frustration na may mga namamatay na halaman? And then how do you get back again? To feel better.
So I promised myself to not buy calatheas for the meantime.
Okay.
Diba? So, yun na lang. So, focus on mga low maintenance na plant, mga snake plants, ganyan, yung hindi masyadong pabebe, paalaga. And another frustration ko rin, kagaya ni Dee, nag-prepare ako, may props din ako.
Medyo mahirap talaga siya.
So, I had this plant for more than a year now. When I bought this plant, meron siyang 5 leaves. Tapos hindi ko pa alam na alocasia yung tawag sa kanya. Kasi maganda yung leaves niya talaga. They call it elephant ear. So, alocasia elephant ear. So, ang ganda niya, shiny, ganyan. Tapos, binili ko siya sa Ace. Parang 20 dirhams yata siya. Tapos, meron siyang 5 leaves, ganyan. Ang ganda, di ba, bongga? Tapos, parang search sa kanya. Tapos, natanggal yung ibang leaves, ganyan. Tapos, sabay, for the longest time, naging 2 yung leaves niya. Tapos, was that last week, Dee, na we were talking about it kasi namamatay yung una mong alocasia, di ba? Tapos sabay, nag-chat kami na, alam mo ba, Dee, yung alocasia ko, I've had it for more than 1 year, 2 lang yung leaves hanggang ngayon. Pero buhay naman sila, ganyan. And then, tapos na-realize ko na, ay, check ko nga yung alocasia ko. Tapos natawa ako kasi meron tumutubo na bago.
Ay, good!
Which is ito yung bago, tapos may namatay na namang isa, kaya 2 na sila. Ayun, so, I don't know. Yeah. Tapos, no, may ganyan. Tapos yung Monstera ko, more than 1 year, I know, more than 2 years, almost 2 years. Hanggang ngayon, 3 pa rin yung leaves niya. Parang, I wanna buy yung Monstera na talaga, bongga ka, dahil parang kay Dana. Pero ayoko naman na mapili na taken for granted siya porque 3 lang yung leaves niya. May mga ganong factor eh.
Yeah.
Porque 3 lang ang dahon ko, bibili ka ng bago, tapos mo ko. Di ba?
A lot of relationship factors are really into it, no? Tapos meron pang mga moving on after the plant has left you or something. Wow.
Kaya sabi ko sa Monstera ko, sige, ikikip ka natin for a while, pero dumami naman yung dahon mo kasi, di ba, hanggang ngayon 3 ka lang, girl. Parang ganyan.
Pero balik natin kami ni Ella. Si Ella, pag na-challenge sa plant, ayaw na niya. Promise, hindi mo na siya bibili. Ako talaga, pag ikaw namatay, papalitan talaga kita. I need you to love me. I need you to love me.
You cannot leave an empty space for so long. Parang ganun ba yun?
Hindi, parang I need to figure out how to take care of that plant. Kasi parang personal, parang na-personal ako dun eh. Parang, bakit? Bakit ka namatay? Gusto ko lang.
It's not you, it's me ba? Parang mga ganyan. Parang sa kalataya nga, di ba? Parang, sige, di namatay yung una, hindi mo na ako mag-give up, bili akong bago, tapos namatay na naman, mag-give up muna ako for the meantime, pahinga muna tayo, sayang pera.
Alam mo, kung nagsasalita lang yung mga halaman, you know what they would tell you? God made it worse. Alright, guys. Move to people are really watching right now because probably they are thinking of jumping into taking care of plants or making a balcony garden siguro dito sa UAE. Harley, doing it for quite some time already and looking at your Instagram, really, you're giving a lot of inspiration to many of us. What are the words that you tell them to encourage them, Harley, I wanted to take care of a plant. How will I start? Anong una kong kailangan gawin?
Go buy yourself a plant. Go ka na kaagad. Yes, kahit ano pa siya. And start from one pot and slowly you're gonna learn how to take care of it. You will learn to schedule watering and all other things that it needs. And then after you're comfortable with that plant, then buy a new one. Okay? It should be a nice, pleasant experience. It should be a journey. Okay, I believe that plant lovers and gardeners are doesn't happen overnight, diba? There are some people na mapapadala sa height, maybe because they saw a variegated monstera and they wanted it because it's very popular in social media and either on Facebook or Instagram. I think it's okay to na mag-join tayo sa bandwagon, pero let's make it a nice journey na ma-enjoy natin kasi I think that is the point of having this. It's for us to learn from it, diba? It's not just having a nice plant in a corner of your room. It's not just that, di ba? Hindi naman siya plastic na once you bought it, tapos na ang responsibility mo. No, it starts when you take it from the store to your place. That is the start of a journey. So I think that should I think for me that should be the start of our journey as a plantito and plantita.
So Harley is saying you have to start. If you feel like starting, you have to start and go get that first pot. No. Good. Yeah. Dana, how do you think that will become sustainable? How will you grow that?
Which one?
I mean, when you start on it already, and then how do how can you say that it will become a sustainable? What habit do they need to develop? Probably.
I think you have to realize that they are living things. For the longest time, I've been known as a succulent killer. Because I have other plants, pero for whatever reason, hindi ko mabuhay ang succulent. And
Yeah.
I realized it's because I forgot na hindi lahat ay pwede ng low light.
Oh my God. Kala ko cake.
Succulent pala.
Kala ko nagdala siya ng cake.
You're a succulent killer. I'm a succulent murderer.
Oh, yan. Kala ko chocolate cake. Mukhang chocolate cake eh.
Di ba mukha siyang chocolate cake?
Correct.
Pero na siya.
Tapos na-realize ko na yun nga, parang, and because dito sa bago kong kwarto, maraming windows, so maraming light. Doon, ayan, medyo, sometimes, you know what, the thing that I want to tell everyone, na sinasabi nila, plant killer sila, or hindi sila marunong mag-alaga ng halaman, blah, 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 blah. You know what? Sometimes it's your space. It's not you at all. Like itong space ko ngayon, dahil nga it's bright, I get to take care of a lot of plants and they get to thrive here. Pero if I wouldn't have been able to do this in my other living space kasi maliit lang yung window doon. I would have been, pero like grow lights, but that's another issue. Pero yung it's not you. Sometimes really it's not you. Sometimes it's your space. And sometimes some plants are just jerks sa totoong buhay. May mga plants, alam mo, ikaw, sige na nga, papatay ka na lang. Ganon.
Gusto kong sabihin ang daming hugot, pero di ba hukay ang ginagawa niyo?
Daming hukay.
What is the good plants siguro that they would pick? Parang to look into.
The easiest.
That one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then, napansin ko lang, I don't know, Ella, if you can also notice, plantito, plantita, mama, dad, pero I seldom see people who are really taking care of plants na mabulaklak.
Mm-mm. I think dito kasi sa UAE, hindi susceptible yung environment natin to have flowering plants. Kasi most of the flowering plants kasi outdoor di ba? Sobrang init pag summer, di ba? I have outdoor plants. Oregano, they live well outdoor din. So I have some outdoor oreganos and indoor oreganos. I have yellow bells. I have yellow bells in my balcony. But the thing is, when it's summer, kailangan mo i-water yellow bell every day or sometimes 2 times a day pag sobrang init. So, medyo mahirap talaga mag-outdoor plant dito sa UAE. Tapos, depende pa siyempre sa lokasyon ng bahay mo, di ba? Parang, may mga ganong factor So, kagaya sa akin, yung balcony ko is where the sun rises.
Oh, that's a good area.
Oo.
May mga dumadaan na din dito.
Diba?
Si mama naman na nag-aalaga nito.
So, may mga ganong factor na siguro tapos kasi 'di ba, yung mga flowering plants mostly seasonal lang I don't buy seasonal plants anymore. Parang during cold season, marami kang mabibili na tagwa 1 dirham, 2 dirham na mga flowering plants, 'di ba? But they die after the cold season, And it's so if you're thinking about money, it's not worth it to buy those kind of flowers kasi mamamatay din sila after some time. So kung kino-consider mo yung pera, tapos pero bougainvilleas parang okay sila at any season, 'di ba? Yung bougainvillea. Pero pag summer din nanananta rin sila Oo. May mga smaller version naman tapos outdoor pero
bougainvillea na bonsai.
Meron akong bougainvillea. May bougainvillea akong maliit, pero pag mainit talagang nalalagas din sila no? So, kaya siguro walang masyadong flowering plants na inaalagaan dito sa
I see. That's an interesting perspective, Oy, bago tayo magpatuloy, shout out daw muna sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin. Mang Emong!
Hi, Mang Emong!
Hello, Emong!
Tsaka si Jay Tolentino, Plantitos, mag-ingay. Kanina pa kami maingay dito, di ba? Si Jeff Santiago, hello Jeff, yun, may dahon. And then we have questions probably from Marie Knock. Loving the chat already, guys. My question, what's the best soil mix that can be made easily at home for indoors? Anyone?
Harley? Harley?
Maraming
Harley?
si Harley. Sige, si Harley muna. Ikaw muna.
Go, Harley.
Hi, Marie. Marie is my one of my plant friends. I met her in one of our plant swaps here in Abu Dhabi. Okay, so what is the best soil mix? I think the best soil mix for indoor plants are a well draining mix. Okay, so I usually mix a couple of orchid bark and perlite, and also a bit of sphagnum moss and cocoa quark, and I just mix it, make sure that it is very light and airy, and I usually test it if it's well draining. If it gets dry after a day or two. All right. So if it's dry within a day or two, I think that will be a good well draining soil mix for me. Yeah.
Yun. Thank you for that answer. And thank you for the question, Marie. Another one, si Nicolo. Hi, Nico. Basically a jungle with some human stuff. It's gorgeous. It is.
Thank you, Nico.
It is. It is. Lovely.
Carmi Tonet. Harley. She's shouting
Hi,
at you.
Carmi.
Ang ganda po ng bahay nyo, puno ng halaman, masarap sa mata at puso. Yeah, that's a good one. And sabi naman ni Benson, hi, kakamiss din yung plant ko, si Mary Jane. May pangalan yung plant niya?
No, it's something else.
No, it's something else.
Tomatoes. They're tomatoes. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. Hi, Dana. Okay, from my si Mama nanonood din. I really love plants, but that. And then somebody from Japan says #plantdemic. Oh, it is indeed plant. All right. Hello to my beautiful niece, Talalot. I don't know who is
that's me.
Uncle Roger.
That's
Okay,
my aunt from Canada.
Hi, aunt from Canada. I think we have an interesting question here from Azir or Raisa siguro to, no? I have a jade plant. It's near the window all day. It doesn't shed, but also doesn't seem to grow, even no new leaves visible. Watering it when soil is dry. What am I doing wrong?
That's
Yan ba
a
yun?
jade plant, sorry. Bev, can you move it closer to your camera, Bev?
So yun. I have the same problem. It's alive, pero it's just chill. Parang, uy, girl, galaw-galaw. Galaw-galaw, girl. Girl, ano na, girl? Kailan tayo natutupo, girl?
So, mahirap talaga siyang alagaan.
Hindi, madali naman yun nga. Hindi naman siya, chill lang siya, hindi nga lang siya nag-grow. Ewan ko sila, you have jade plants? Do you have any tips for me? And Azira, hi?
Azira, hi?
Yeah. I think I have few tips for jade plant. And for me, based on my experience, there are two types of jade plants. The one who will just want to survive, like what Danabel has, and then there's another one who just wants to, just live and thrive and go crazy and gaga. I never had that one, right? But for me, yeah. But for me, for as long as it's surviving, if it's getting the enough sun and very few water, maybe watering it for maybe every 2 weeks. If it's indoors and outdoors during summer, it doesn't have to be watered every maybe every 3 days. That should be fine. Okay. I unfortunately I never had a jade plant was really crazy thriving and.
Okay. So our jade plants are normal.
Speaking of your plant, thank you, Raisa, for that question. Sabi ni Maricel Espinosa, ang ganda ng plant sa left side ni Harley.
Ay, ganay.
Is this my left side or right?
I
No,
think
that one.
the one with the band. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Ano po plant yan? Tinatanong ni Maricel.
It's a mayoy.
Can you
It's a
repeat that?
mayoy. It's a mayoy. M-A-Y-O-Y. M-A-Y-O-I.
M-A-Y-O-I.
O-I. Mayoy.
Alright.
Yeah.
Ang ganda ng labong ng leaves niya. So that's
It's
mayoy.
actually a gift from a friend, Christy, one of my plant BFF. Thank you, Christy, for giving me this.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
Good one. Mayoy. So sabi ni Dayan, Harley, pengi daw ng plants.
Sure, you need to visit me here.
Pick up lang, pick up. Okay. And Rochelle Alilio is watching from LSE. Okay. LSE, Ateneo, LSE, Rome, Italy. Hello sa inyo dyan. And somebody familiar, hi, Tita Eden. Hello, Da. Hello, Ella.
Hi, Tita Eden.
Hello, Plantitos. All right, nice naman, Tito
Hi,
and Tita
Nani.
from Nani. And Olivia
Hi,
said,
Nani.
love. And
Hi, Olivia.
Hi, Liv.
Ronnie,
Hi,
hi,
Ronnie.
Kapitana.
Ronnie.
Wow, guys, it's been like a very, very rich conversation, a very fruitful conversation, I would say. Punong-puno, ano ba tawag dun sa luntiang pag-uusap ang meron tayo ngayong gabi. And I would like to thank Harley, Dana, Ella. They shared their tips from the first minute hanggang sa huli. You've heard them all. Kulang pa yung oras. Ang dami ko pa sanang gustong itanong sa kanila. But I'm sure this is not gonna be the last. I will have more episodes about Plantitos and Plantitas.
Part 2.
Part 2, and even more, yes. But basically, ang natutunan natin ngayon, daming bagay. This can be challenging. This is all about relationships with your plants as well. Hindi lang siya basta ornament, no, that you put up at home, right? It teaches a lot of virtues. Parang you have a love, you need to love them. Because in order for you to feel that they love you back, you have to commit to nourish them. Ang dami nung sinabi nila kanina, the watering, the scheduling, you have to budget your time to attend to each of them. And alam naman natin, every good thing requires hard work. And it's the same thing with planting, with gardening. And I think one of my key takeaways here is just look at what it gives you. Yung happiness, yung contentment, yung comfort, and then eventually you will be able to trust the process. Tulad nung sinasabi ni Harley kanina, planting is not just like a one-time thing. You have to trust that there is a process. You plant, maybe you get one, and then you have to nourish it in order for you to see it grows. Katulad din sa buhay natin, di ba? You have to trust that everything that we do always has a process in it. You don't give up easily when things don't seem to go your way, when things don't seem to give you the favor. You have to trust and always look at, the output or the goal that you have in mind in there. All right? Ang dami kong natutunan sa gabing ito. And mga plantito, plantita, plant mama, plant daddies, magtanim po tayo ng halaman at huwag ng sama ng loob at kung ano pa man. All right? So, maraming salamat. Again, Ella, Danabel, Harley, really appreciate that. I wish I could do this also. Okay. Ang bigat. Thank you sa lahat ng mga nagpadala ng messages nila. Si Lynn and si Bards from the Philippines, si Cathy ng UAE, tsaka si Christine ng Singapore, and si Judith ng UAE. Thanks for all the messages, guys. Hanggang sa susunod na live, ito po uli ang inyong boy vlogger, Boy Dubai, natatabunan ng halaman. Paalam! Bye!
Bye!
I'm gonna tell you all about the plants, all of the pots and how they grow. Now just sit right down and enjoy this song. Your lesson starts right now and here we go. There's a root that absorbs the water. It helps plants to stand up tall. The roots form